Hello, good evening.
Hi.
On. Um,
Turn your microphone on.
Hi, my microphone's on now. How's it going, everybody?
Good
Hey,
start.
It's
we're
been
back.
9
It's been a
weeks.
while. A while.
Since you
Oh,
looked at me, cocked your head to the side and said you're angry,
Oh,
damn it.
it's already beginning.
Nope. Nope.
Oh boy.
Nope.
Okay, so we are back to the regular schedule this evening. We're going to be continuing Princess of the Apocalypse from where we left off. I really ought to upload the old episodes onto my YouTube actually so people can catch up. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time or are confused because we've had a rather long absence, um, who wants to fill in the viewers on what has been happening?
Who remembers? It's
Who
been
remembers?
9 weeks.
we're
Okay.
about to fight some fire druids.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to
We
be
just,
infiltrating
I
them.
mean, I can
I mean,
volunteer my knowledge if no one else remembers.
we
Yeah.
just came from the water cult.
Yes, they sent us to
Yes.
infiltrate the fire cult because they've been doing stuff what they ain't don't like much.
Perfect,
Yep,
brilliant. So,
we made a
uh,
hut. It was great.
so the party on their sort of adventures, investigating strange weather in the region, in this sort of area of the Sword Coast, uh, have run across a bunch of elemental cults. There appears to be one for earth, fire, wind, and water. And after swimming their way into the fort where some water cultists seem to be based, they decided to employ diplomacy and have been sent on a mission to get rid of the fire cult, which they're told is in this encampment full of druids. Now, one of our party is a druid, and her quest from the beginning has been to investigate these druids who've been setting out these messages encoded in the druidic language around on sort of natural areas or sort of places of druidic interest, leaving messages that there's going to be some kind of a ritual and to come to Scarlet Moon Hall to join in with it. And so to Morgana in particular, this is an it's a rather valuable mission, I think.
Mm.
And so you find yourselves at the bottom of a large hill. At the top, you can barely see because of all of the smoke and haze in the air. And by the way, the smoke and haze does mean that everything in this area is lightly obscured, so keep that in mind for the purpose of stealth. It's early in the morning. You guys have spent your night in your rather cozy, magically conjured accommodation, and you are at the bottom of the hill. You can see a variety of encampments, each one with some tents and a large, merry-looking bonfire in the centre. At the top of the hill, you can make out that there's some kind of a large, old fort that's in a state of some disrepair, and there seems to be some kind of a really big fire up there, like a big bonfire or something. Um, the air is just full of the smell of wood smoke, and you can vaguely hear music coming from around the various camps in the background. And so you find yourselves down here near this first camp. I've put you right next to it, but you're not actually that close to it. You're sort of actually like, 100 yards away or so, coming out of the trees. So I hand over to you. What do you want to do?
Well, there's music. Gunnar knows what he's gonna do when he gets there.
You probably shouldn't ask Hauser what he's going to do.
Which means you absolutely should ask. 100% guaranteed should ask.
I mean, rather, you shouldn't, take advice from his opinion on the situation.
I mean, oh,
It's great. You can already see Gunnar pulling out the dulcimer and Hauser pulling out his sword.
I mean, I'm tempted to bear my way in there.
Okay.
I like
For a
this
second,
plan.
I thought
I'm
you
excited
meant
to be a part
not
of it.
literally.
Okay,
And then
so
I realized you're a druid.
nearest.
It's been a really long time since we've played D&D, guys. We've kind of...
At this nearest camp, by the way, you can see 4 robed humans. There are 2 male and 2 female, and they are chanting as they stand around a bonfire. On the periphery of the firelight are 2 massive elk placidly chewing.
Oh my god, look at them. They're just friendly little buddies.
Are they chanting in common or in...
It's a language that you don't recognize.
I recognise very few languages, to be fair. I'll, yeah. Oh, no, to be fair, I do speak 4 languages.
Roll
I'm
an
gonna-
Arcana check.
Cool.
Is it a language I recognise?
Yes, it seems to be a druidic chant. It's a fairly traditional one that's wishing sort of good health, power to nature, sort of balance to the seasons, and that the wheel of fate and life and death should keep on turning. So it's one that most druids know.
Oh man, we're gonna find out that we're crashing into like a bunch of hippies, and it's gonna suck.
It's Burning Man. It's Burning
It's
Man.
burning.
Oh god.
It's
my God.
burning, man.
Literally Burning Man.
But with a literal Burning Man.
Exactly.
Oh lord.
I got a 17 on the Arcana check for what it's worth.
Okay.
but-
This is clearly something related to like druids, but you don't know the language. You're aware that druids have their own like special secret druid language that nobody else is allowed to learn.
Mhm.
I,
there.
to be fair, Morgana probably taught you like 3 swear words.
Well, only the very best swear words.
Yeah.
the really rude ones.
Yeah. you know.
Anyway, once I'll look to you and go, Morgana, these are your kind of thing.
This is my kind of crazy. Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna say crazy. That's not for me to judge.
That's okay. I know it was implied. I'm not offended.
What do you want? What do you want to do?
I mean, I could go in alone.
No.
I thought you weren't going to like that idea.
That doesn't really seem like chess after all. We could just go in and try to scout things out, and Gunnar brandishes the dulcimer.
Well, I mean, if you want me to approach one of the outer encampments, I mean, that should be easy enough.
I just don't want you doing something on your own. There's a lot of people here.
Don't worry. If she charges in, I will be right there behind her.
I think
Or in
that,
front of her.
That doesn't fill me with the reassurance that I think you're going for, Hauser, but thank you.
yeah, I would agree that somehow feels less reassuring, in fact.
So you know what your options are. The other camp that's nearer to you, or one that's slightly further away, up to the right, you can see there are 2 robed and hooded humanoids, but you can't really make much out of them from here. And there appears to be a bear, and it's a big old brown bear, and it's latched peg that's pounded into the ground. You can hear it go. "Roar."
Speaking of your people,
That was one time.
You could make it more than one.
True enough.
Somehow I think this is an argument to start even less trouble than what we're planning.
Okay, let's... who wants to go where? I'm interested in the close one on the left. Because it's close enough that if we need to retreat, we can.
I agree, and the people there look significantly less deadly, so...
And I want to see what those things with the horns are.
You never seen an elk?
No, I lived mostly in the ocean.
Has Gunnar ever seen an elk?
He has a deerskin coat, so...
That would make sense, yes.
That's been a detail this entire time.
Okay, never mind.
Ever since day one, he's had that coat. No one's complimented on him on it. He's kind of sad.
Well, I'm just following you, so...
Right, well, suppose we should take a minute to scout out and see what sort of people we're dealing with, for a little bit. And here's what he's going to do.
Well, if we're gonna do sort of
Okay.
not the quietest of people, nobody say anything. I'm just saying that I am not the quietest of people. If we want to look ahead, I can sit here and be backup.
With
Got
a flourish of the strings.
Oh my god.
With snapping a string.
Oh my god.
The keening note of a dulcimer string going catches the attention of the druids in the camp, and then they all start looking down the path to the woods where you and sort of staring out over there, and you sort of see them kind of there, and you sort of they seem to be muttering amongst themselves.
I
sort of a
stare
kind
at Gunnar in disbelief.
Yeah.
Gunnar is furiously trying to reapply a string.
Well, there's your problem. You tried to play your those endearing young charms and the thing exploded.
I use my mending
Start to
cantrip
kind of
on the
wander out.
dulcimer.
While that's all happening, Morgana will just look at Gunnar. just look for a brief period of time, and then just turn on her heel and start walking towards the druids.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't expecting to over-tighten the string.
When she gets within, like, not quite shouting distance, but easy speaking distance, she's going to just shout out like a generic druid greeting.
All right. After sort of looking, like they were looking confused, not necessarily tense, just sort of, what was that noise? Kind of look on their faces. They immediately relax as you say this druidic greeting, and sort of they give you a wave and sort of gesture for you to come over to them.
I like to imagine that the greeting is trees and leaves, my dudes.
No, it's probably, let's be real, it's probably something that translates really awkwardly into common speech. That's something along the lines of, like, may the leaves be evergreen, but not evergreen because they need to fall sometime.
May the leaves be green in their season.
And you have to try and explain it, and you're like, it's really awkward, and you're not getting the dialect right.
And there's
It's
like
better
a
in
time
Druidic.
aspect, and like you have
Yeah.
to make sure you're in the right tense.
Yeah, and like, depending on where the sun is in the sky, it changes, like, the meaning of the words.
So, this guy, Jesus Christ, druidic.
Yeah, and I will just walk in with them, just like ignoring everyone behind me, walking straight ahead, like, oh
Okay.
yes, druid friends doing druid things.
The
I am
The-
determinedly walking exactly beside her, not letting her get in front of me, because
Okay.
no.
Oh god.
all right. Smile when they see you. Like, whoa, sup? You know druids? Good,
It
so
is
on fire. We've got some brandy, and we've got some food and drink. And you're like, well, yeah, we have the food and the drink. You come and have some of our provisions, yes.
Halza immediately sees like a reflexive tensing of Morgana's hands on her staff. She's like, yeah, that'd be lovely.
It really is Burning Man.
It is Burning Man.
Jesus. So the druids invite you to come and sit around their fire. And the one's like, oh, blessings be! More people have come to join our celebration. And the other one's like, oh, this is truly wonderful. We are blessed this day.
Are they still speaking Druidic?
No, they're speaking in common
Okay.
at the moment. And they all kind of introduce themselves. So this guy's like, sup, I'm Mahoon. So he is Mahoon.
Oh man, he's named. We gotta save this guy.
This guy's like, hello, I am Bo.
It turns out he's actually involved in a cult and he just wasn't aware.
This one is called Hello, tree friends. My name is Fia. Oh wait, no, she's Iniri.
Tree
I'm
friends.
Iniri.
Can't believe it's good.
And
I was gonna
this
say,
one
well,
says, yeah, and my name is Faria. I look after the end.
They're good.
Yeah,
elves.
There we go. So they have names.
We may be their tree friends, but we are not their happy tree friends.
I can't see their names.
Yeah, I think.
Did
you set the
did
player
I
visibility?
not make show nameplate? Oh,
Yeah,
name.
that doesn't turn it
There
on
we
for the
go.
players.
Says
You have to
there
do
we
it
go.
out loud or thing.
Hang on, let me
Yeah,
move out of the way
sorry,
of
I
Faria's.
forgot because I was setting them up as
Yeah.
NPCs as combatants.
Hey
Right.
there, Cinder.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you see everyone's name?
yes.
Ah, there he is.
Welcome.
All right. So they welcome you around their fire, and they immediately get out some food and drink. They seem to have some nice like
There he goes.
druidic fare. They've got like some nice kind of nuts and berries and leaves and that kind of thing. Like so it's a bit bland, but not bad. And they also, to make the nuts and leaves a bit more bearable, have a keg of brandy which they're passing around.
Day
Um,
drinking. Nice.
taking. Yeah, it's like it's morning and these guys are on.
I
Did they
eat.
stop?
I eat nothing. I make I go like, oh yeah, it's really good leaves, but I'm not actually eating anything.
It's
I do not trust them.
So Iniri's sort of like, are you excited about the about the ritual. I can't say I've ever heard of this ritual before, the rite of the wicker giant. But well, if it brings some balance back to nature, then that would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Nature's been like totally bummed lately.
Uh-huh. I've come from an island a fair while away. I was seeing some messages left there, and it piqued my interest. So I thought, hey, why not?
It's not quite Burning Man, is it?
And Harina goes, "Oh yeah, I have also traveled a long way. I come all the way from Rashomon to see this ritual, and so far there is a big burn man. Very interesting."
Does anyone have an idea what it's about? Or
they all kind of just shrug, and Very goes like, "No, in all my time as a druid, I have never even heard of this ritual."
It's about the music, man.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to remember what the name of the main person is. Yeah. Well, the man in charge, a man named Elazar, he says that it will restore balance, and, well, seem very out of balance in this region, so...
Oh, well, thank you for inviting us in. I might go for a bit of a walk to just, see who else is here, see if there's anyone else I know.
They all sort of nod and smile and say, "So, oh yes, you are welcome back to our camp whenever you wish. Do say hello to the other druids."
Oh, I'm sure we will. Thank you for your hospitality.
No problem, babe. Out.
And I'm just gonna start up the path.
As we're walking away, I
Okay.
whisper to Morgana, "Can I kill them yet?"
Oh, so close, but not yet.
Gunnar takes a second to have at least a customary sip of the brandy, because he is a dwarf after all, so it's not like it's going to do much.
Oh yeah, I poured some of the brandy into a flask, then stuffed the leaves and nuts and berries into the flask.
Okay, roll a hand check. Or were you not even trying to be stealthy?
No, I'm doing this on purpose.
Okay,
This,
the druids
this is how we do
are
things.
She's doing it with like this look of like looking just vaguely affronted, but with this expression like they're too polite to say anything about it. As
Gotta
this
steep them.
pirate just
Oh, jeez.
Oh my
It's
god.
more natural flavoring.
It's spiced, ain't it?
Oh right. Oh, you're heading up that way. Okay. There are two camps, one on the right and one on the left. The one on the left, you can see there are two rugged-looking humans near a bonfire. They're sparsely dressed and very hairy. And on the right, you can see that is number. No, wait, that's 6.
Oh man, there's some people.
Okay, right. At the one to the right, 3 people doze near the bonfire as a fourth leans on a staff clearly bored out of his mind.
This guy.
I stop just
I
before
like
the
this
crossroads and indicate both the camps and then the path that leads on. And I'm like, does anyone else want to risk hospitality?
Well, I don't see any downside to it so far. It's not like we've made much offense yet. So,
I can see plenty of downside, but
well, poison, I suppose, is one of them. We're dwarves, so that's not much word. No, I suspect I would more like to get some information, so we possibly know things to expect up the road.
Do we want the bored ones or the hairy ones?
The bored ones are probably look like they'd be more inclined for conversation.
I
Probably
would
looking
agree.
for something to talk about anyway.
Hi, Cinder.
Exactly.
Excellent. Right it is.
Okay.
Stop. But it's like this drum loop. It's great.
Oh wait, this guy's meant to be asleep. Sorry, it's that one's the one who's.
Oh, dang, I thought it was the one without a staff.
the one who
Yeah,
not
no,
holding the staff
sorry.
I have been
Yeah,
fooled.
sorry. I've
is
got.
leaning against his staff.
Yeah. Okay, so at this camp, you can see there are three sleeping druids, and then there's this one here. He's. Oh wait, no, it's not a he, it's a she. This one, yeah, that's right. So there's this this lady here. She is leaning against staff, and she looks incredibly bored, and she kind of just. She looks like she's kind of almost nodding off, and then she kind of just suddenly she sees you guys approaching, and she sort of looks at you, and doesn't say anything for a moment, and then sort of when it looks like you're just approaching peacefully. She relaxes a bit and sort of says, "Who are you lot then?"
Just another druid. Come to witness.
Heard about
I
it.
was
Oh.
her ride.
Wait, what?
I was her ride here.
Oh, okay, cool. I mean, you look like you like. Do you like boats?
I do
I
like boats.
really like boats. Okay, cool. Do you guys have any food that isn't fucking nuts and berries?
Do I have any meat
Because,
left?
oh my god, anyone here eat anything else? Like, seriously?
I like this one. I say that
I
out
do not
loud. I
carry
point
any
and go,
rations.
I like this one.
Gunnar immediately produces some rations.
Yeah, Hef also has rations, but he doesn't know if he should share them or not.
He will provide a day's worth of rations, specifically the meat thereof. I can relate to being a little taste blind to native substances, after all.
Oh, you are my hero. She gets out, like, she finds a stick and snaps it so it has a sharp end, immediately starts, like, putting bits of meat on it and making, like, a crab, sticking it over the bonfire, like, oh, this is going to be so good. Anyway, I thought we're all off fast asleep, so what are you guys doing here? You here for the ritual?
Yes, we are. We're just trying to find a bit more about it. Everyone I've spoken to doesn't really know what's going on.
Yeah. I know. I'm trying to work out a bit of what's going on here as well. I mean, hope you don't find it an insult me saying